a giant slayer. I thought my wife was going to preach my message, you know, because she preaches periodically, and so I thought she was going to preach my message. And the Spirit of the Lord confirmed. I want you to go over to Mark 11. Now, how many knows Mark 11:23? Anybody know that? Put that up there, Brother Julio, please. And Mark 11:23. Mark 11:23. See, on the way out here, some of y'all know the Lord spoke to Connie and I. And we challenged you this week to read Deuteronomy 28. Now, the first 14 verses of Deuteronomy are blessing verses. Woo! But verse 15 all the way, I think, verse 62 is nothing but curse, 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 curse. Why? Because God says, look, there's a whole line of curses that will go when you disrespect and disobey me. But this is the blessings right here. I'll give them to you in a nutshell. See, beloved of God, if it had not been the Lord on your side, Brother Chris, I don't know your relationship with God when you were over there fighting for our country. I don't know what it was. But it had not been for the Lord, you wouldn't even be sitting here even with your injury. Huh? You've been dead in that field somewhere. You know what? There'd be a memorial somewhere for you somewhere. And I mean, you think about it. Sister Chrissy, if it had not been the Lord on your side, you wouldn't be where you are today in the house of God. Brother, if it had not been for the Lord on your side, last night when the devil attacked you right here in this sanctuary, you wouldn't have been able to come to. See, church, we forget. Hallelujah, we are giant slayer. How many can look back over your life and say, wow, it was the Lord on our side. Amen. It was a... Amen. Verse 23. I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass. What does it say there? Hallelujah. Those last 6 words there. He shall have whatsoever he says. How many has prayed something and it hadn't happened? You know why? Because a giant showed up. A giant. Hallelujah. You know, many years ago, I was reading a book, and I can still remember this book, Pastor. 144 answers about angels. Know Your Bodyguard. That was the title of the book. Know Your Bodyguard. And in the corner was a picture of this man. And this man's name is W.V. Grant Sr. He went to be with the Lord. I'm sitting in Southern California, hating life. I'm helping a minister in Los Angeles. And I mean, nothing's going good. His church is not doing well. In fact, I'm sitting there and I'm ministering and I'm trying to help his church. And 8 weeks, I made $200 in 8 weeks. That was it. In 8 weeks, I made $200. I mean, I almost starved to death. And see, people always say, oh, all you money preachers, all you want is money. Oh, no, beloved God, I almost starved to death. Amen. I even slept on the back of a cot in the back of, let me tell you, right there in Inglewood, California, which is a very bad area. If you don't believe me, take a little trip down to Inglewood and drive around, hallelujah, around 10 o'clock at night. In fact, the church I was at, a preacher, Chris, was shot to death while he's sitting in his car reading his Bible. But let me tell you something. I was reading the book, Know Your Bodyguard, 144 answers about angels. I'm sitting there reading that book, and something rose up in me, sis. And I said, God, I want to work for this man. I want you to put me with this man. And hallelujah, I'm going to tell you, hallelujah, sis, something rose up in me. And I said, whoa, God, I want to work for this man. A couple days later, I get a phone call. And this call says, is this Jay Hurt? I said, yes, it is. And he says, this is W.V. Grant. And I went, no, it isn't. Who is this? You know, that was before, we didn't even have caller ID there. I said, no, it isn't. Who is it? He said, this is Reverend W.V. Grant, Pastor Grant, Dallas, Texas, Souls Harbor Church. I said, it is? And I had a minister tell me, he called me and said, Brother Grant's going to call you. He heard about you. I thought he was joking with me. I thought it was him. And so I said, yes, sir. He goes, I heard about you. I heard God uses you. How would you like to be my senior associate pastor? I was like, and you know what? without even thinking that just a few days before I had said, God, I want to work for this man. See, I put something into action. And guess what? Within, hallelujah, 1 week, I went from ministering to about 28 to 30 people, stepping onto a stage between 700 and 800 people. I went from being on a stage where I was putting the keys on the keyboard to walking into a full orchestra. Just that quick. Why? It was the Lord who was on our side. But guess what? It did not come easy. I prayed the mountain would be removed. I prayed that it would happen. But guess what happened? My own father began to attack me. My own father began to lie against me. My own father began to send people in to lie against me. He would tear, Pastor, I know you don't like me to tell this, but I got to tell it. He was not a good man. He would send people in to attack me. He brought up lies. He would try to find out any sin that I did in my life before I became a preacher so he could embarrass me. He would call other pastors in Dallas to embarrass me and then call me and tell me he loved me. But you know what? Something rose up in me. And I said, Giant, you're not going to stop me. Why? Because I had prayed the mountain would be removed and God put me where I needed to be. Even when you, hallelujah, see the mountain removed, the devil's still going to send a giant. The giant doesn't want you to have the victory. The giant doesn't want you to have the blessing. The giant doesn't want you to have the joy. But I've got news for you, beloved of God. You speak the word because God is on your side. And the giant cannot stand where God's word is. Okay. We all know that. You go to Matthew 21:21, and it says the same thing. You don't have to do that, Brother Julio. Matthew 21:21 says the same thing. Saying to this mountain, be thou removed and cast into the sea. Now, go to verse 24, Brother Julio, please. Look what it says here. Therefore I say to you, what things so... I'm not used to reading the King James Version, so... Yea, thee, saith thee to thee, shall thou need thee, no thee. Amen. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire when you pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall what? Have them. Now notice what it says there. It doesn't say, and it doesn't say believe that ye shall receive them, and ye shall might get them, or you might get something to happen, or you know, after a few weeks of fasting and praying it might happen, or if you do some penance, or if you get on your knees and drag yourself through the church. No, it says, and you shall. Pastor, it doesn't say maybe, it says shall. You shall have them. Why? Because God's on your side. Oh, glory to God. You need to